wealthy and rich, provide value. The more value you provide, then the money will naturally follow. But you got
Well,
to provide the value.
that was the biggest thing. What Gary Vee used to always say, man. He's like, before you start asking for money, right, provide value. That's where that jab, 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 right hook came in.
Mm-hmm.
You know. By the way,
Mazia!
and I am
Bars.
and you know we here too.
That's what's up, y'all.
When it's
Back in
going
full
on,
effect.
Cuzzo. We are truly back in full effect.
Yeah,
I think there's no other way
I'm
to do it.
chilling,
No other way
grinding.
to do it.
Yeah,
It's been a hell
grinding,
of a
making it happen. You know,
This
like
week is one of those weeks for me, man. How about you?
yeah, it's been a crazy week, but this is what Memorial Day weekend.
Is it?
I believe so, and up in Canada, it's Victoria weekend. So it's a long weekend across North America. So everybody,
Right.
it's official first weekend kickoff of summer.
It's
So
official.
yeah, it's on now.
That's official. It's almost summer. We're just waiting
Yeah.
right now.
You know this, man.
Man, it's been crazy. First and foremost, I am watching our subscriber count grow. So for those who have subscribed, who have liked,
Thank you.
who've reposted, we truly appreciate you. Thank you from the
Very
bottom
much.
of our hearts. We are truly here because of you.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, you are a part of our journey. Please share more, tell people more, because without you, there is no us.
That's what's up. We're definitely growing, and it's amazing to think that we started this not too long ago, and to see people chiming in, hitting us up on IG, following us on YouTube, subscribing on YouTube, commenting, liking, and sharing. It's a beautiful thing. It's great.
I've gotten to the point now where I will intentionally go on our Instagram page and I'll follow people who have made it clear that they're betting on themselves.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that's the name of the game. 2026, you got to bet on yourself.
That's
you know,
it,
you gotta pick yourself up. You know, correct your mistakes, cut off the dead weight. You know what I'm saying?
That's the hard part.
Yeah,
That's
dead
the
weight
hard part.
is pretty tough, but you got to take the plunge. Just dive in the deep end, sink or swim, and you're gonna come up. You know.
I think what makes the dead weight part so hard is because you have this. Everyone has this vision of like making it big with their people.
Yeah, and we're
Right.
kind of conditioned to be like, bring my homies along and this and that. But if they don't have the same vision, if they're not putting in the same amount of work, you know, they're only just it's a drawback, right?
I think the part that got me one time is when they said that even when you start to become successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
You really shouldn't share your success with your family.
Yeah,
Right.
because your family knows you as that little kid or that young boy or that young girl or that person who used to, you know, they used to change your diaper. They don't see the evolution.
No,
you know,
no.
They only see you as that little kid.
Remember, I think Ludacris said in that song "Large Amounts," he's like, everybody need a loan, and they swear they won't blow it all. I hear is, come on, cuz you know I'm good for it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, that was Large Amounts. So if you ever want to hear it, trust me, it's worth the listen. Shout out to Luda.
Pretty factual,
man. Honestly, but it's for in this realm. What I'm starting to realize, because is that as we move forward, I mean, you did music, I did music.
Yeah.
Right? This is like this. I feel like where we are right now, the internet has now become like almost like your garage or the trunk.
Yeah,
Right?
we were talking about that, like the evolution and kind of how we flipped it, and how you know we've managed to find our successes in flipping stuff we used to do analog into digital.
It's just transitioning it. It's just
that's
the
what
biggest
I'm
transition.
saying.
You know,
And we
like,
kind of put together a little list of how we took successes from the past and turned them into successes in the present, and into the future.
The thing about this list is that for those who are still transitioning, this might help out a little bit. Now, granted, this is big about hip hop for us because both Cuzzo and I, we actually were, aspiring hip hop artists at one point in time, trying to make it big.
Yeah, definitely in the game.
but the promotion game has always been the blood. It's like you like whether you're promoting for somebody else, you're promoting nightclubs and parties, you're out there selling your own stuff. This method was always big. In fact, if you I don't know if you remember, what was it? Baby Boy,
Oh, the movie Baby
right? Yeah,
Boy.
when Jody
Tyrese, and
yes,
Snoop
and Jody
Dogg.
was out
Yeah.
there hustling clothes because he found a little
Mm-hmm.
hustle, and
Yes.
we grew up in that same realm.
Yes.
Right, so that was like how our life was, right? So, like Cuzzo said, we got a 10-piece list, right, of things that we used to do, how you compare it, right? So this is not anything that, this is not financial advice.
No. For
You know,
entertainment purposes
just
only,
entertainment
but
purposes only.
it does hold a lot of valid weight.
Yes. All right, and so now we're gonna start off with number 1, right? How does our time out there compare to what's going on right now? Well, the timeline is now the
The
block.
block.
Right?
Yeah,
So
because
the block is now the timeline. Yeah.
yeah, it's like everybody grew up on the block or had a place where they hung out, and
Mhm.
what you brought to the block, that's how you got it popping. So
Right,
whether you had a flyer, you're advertising something, they'll come to, I'm promoting this party, you guys come out, ladies free before this point in time, you come free drinks, or drinks are only cost this much, and come check me out. So you're promoting, you're marketing,
right,
you're trying to get people to come to an event, you know? And now in the present day, that's social media, right?
right, right,
It's your timeline. So you're posting on your story, you're creating a reel, like you're creating shorts. Some people take it to a whole different level, and they have a podcast. And it's not just reaching the block, it's reaching the whole world. It's
right.
reaching the UK, it's reaching Asia, it's reaching Canada, it's reaching all over America. So we're universal now, right?
But that's where the thing is like you're out here promoting. That street team was always it. Like if you were out there in the 90s, you were part of some kind of street team, you were the guy, right? You were one of the guys. You might even got some little swag with you, had a little jacket on. Remember I don't know if you remember the
Uh-huh.
little jacket with the little record label name on the back of it, right?
Yep.
You got in all the access to certain places because you had to be out there. People saw you, people saw what's going on.
Hmm.
They were always big on, if you were out here handing out CDs, hey, you're the guy that's handing out CDs. I still remember there was a kid that I forgot his name, right? But every event I saw him there, right? He was there taking pictures, right? He was there
Yes.
taking and then as time went along, I'm like, you know, I noticed he had a little bit more swag to his pickup. He had a little bit more energy
Hmm.
to himself. I'm like, oh, he's feeling himself now. That's okay. It's cool,
Yep.
right?
And y
You
and
know,
and you gotta look the part, like, if you don't look like you're saying something, people ain't gonna wanna get in, right?
right. But that was always the biggest thing is creating that vibe. And that's kind of like what you need to do now. And I think people mistake that part is just being able to how important that part is. You know, organically building that name. Everybody wants to go out there and they want to shoot shots like Steph Curry, but they don't know Steph Curry shooting 500-600 shots a day. That's your shaking hands and kissing babies. You out there in the
Yes.
public. Hey, I'm meeting these people. I'm telling everybody what I do because if nobody
Uh-huh.
hears you, nobody knows what you do. You
Exactly.
know?
So that's number 1. So, like,
Right.
and so you're out there on the block, boots to the ground.
Right.
You're actually interacting with people. People see you. They see your swag. They see you out there interacting with people. People like you. They're like, "Oh, that's the guy with the hookup. I'll holler at my man." That's what it is. So
Yes.
you had to be visual, right?
Right.
And everybody knows the best kind of promotion is word of mouth.
Right. Right. And getting people to talk about you was always word of mouth was huge, man.
It's the
Right.
best, right?
I
Because like, oh, I'm looking for the hookup for this, or how do I get
look,
this? Oh, I heard on the street, or I heard this person just got through with this. This is the way to do it.
this
So,
this is the reason why a lot of y'all don't understand that Generation X is a different generation.
oh,
Right?
we had to
Because
go get it.
we had to go get there was no cell phones. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everything you did was reputation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you listen to it, even if you listen to it, right? When when Jay-Z talks about it, right? "Yo, I heard about this kid from around the corner." "Oh, yeah, who?" Right? You're
Yeah,
like, "Yo,
you heard,
he said
but you
he
the
wanna
story's
battle you."
out there.
Right, you're heading to wherever he is. "I heard you was the nicest cat on the block. Come on, let's rock it." Right?
Mhm.
Or if you had a flyer or somebody was going on, you had somebody speaking about you, somebody who knew who you was because your name was everything. That was your personal brand,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Your name was everything. So whether you out on the block slinging whatever you're doing or you moving whatever things, that was your personal brand, right? Now, one thing that went along with that brand was mixtapes.
Oh,
Right?
mixtapes was huge.
Mixtapes was
You know, like
huge, man.
like
You
if
didn't,
you were a DJ, if you were an
man.
artist, if you were like a MC, if you're a host, if you're a personality, if you're doing
Right.
comedy, like that was the way to get your stuff out there.
Right, and you had to have a mixtape of some sort just to show people. And you know what? You a lot of people just gave it away for free, right?
Yeah,
I just want somebody to hear
it's
what's going on.
promotion.
I need you to hear what I'm saying.
It's
Take this, listen to it.
promotion.
Take this, listen to it. Take this, listen to it.
Mhm.
Right? I
Showcasing
think
talent, yeah.
I think what messed the game up a little bit was when everyone was trying to charge for the mixtape first. Like I don't even know you, right?
But you need
But
the credibility before you can start charging, right?
yes, man, and but see, that was big because you know what? You would get out there and your man was a DJ. Right? So you out there with your mans as a DJ, and he's like, "Yo, jump on the mic real quick." All right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you out here, and all of a sudden you moving. It's like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince,
exactly.
right? That was always big. Being able to get that free content. But that's the way that it was, right? So now, right, what it is now is free content. Okay, you know what? Let me give you some tips and tricks. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do that. Let me provide value. That was always the biggest thing.
Mhm.
I listened to Gary V because Gary V's from our era, right?
Exactly, providing
Getting out
more
there,
value.
providing more value, right? Flooding the streets, flooding the streets with your stuff. Flooding
Mhm.
the internet with your content. Putting out videos every day, even if it's small snippets, something to
It's
where everybody,
something.
no matter where you go. And my mentality years ago, I remember telling somebody that if you just post it and hashtag your business name on it, eventually the Google analytics will pick you up,
Exactly, and now your
right?
hashtag will eventually trend, and it'll
Right.
come up in other people's searches, right?
And people don't realize now that they have it a lot more easier because now all you got to do is just talk about it in your video, and
Mhm.
now AI picks it up, right, and throws it your direction. Hey, look,
Exactly.
these guys are talking about what you're talking about. You should watch this because you were looking for this, and here's another guy that's talking about it too. So this might solidify what you're trying to learn.
So the evolution of a mixtape, it's actually your iPhone, it's your laptop, it's your mic setup, it's your RodeCaster, it's the program software on your computer, it's your network that you build online, So that's
Right.
the evolution. You want to have that presence, and like you were saying, stay in the public's eye, like, post minimum 5 times a day, 10 times a day, like, you
Right.
know, post the actual pic, post a reel, like repost, like, share. That's now the current currency in 2026. That's currency.
Is it worth sharing? That's the crazy thing. Which now it's
And
funny you
go.
s you said that you say that brings us to number 3. That's the word of mouth. Now we touched on this a little bit before, right? Word of mouth is shares and reposts,
Mhm.
right? There was always this big thing. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed it. People always saying, "If your friend is posting something, why don't you repost what your friend posts?"
Yeah,
Right?
like, it's been a common thing. Like, if you know somebody out there and you actually know them in real life, you should be supporting them, and they should be supporting you, no matter what it is. I heard a ton of people saying they don't even wait to hear sound when they're scrolling. If they see your face, they know you. That's my
That's it.
homeboy. That's my girl. Whatever. Like, repost, share. That's how it works. You can't get what you want unless you're ready to help somebody else out.
That's it.
It's a give and take type of thing,
It's funny 'cause
so
there's a guy that I work with, right? He actually runs a podcast called The Other Side of 9 to 5.
mhm.
Every time we're on there, he posts, right? He reposts, he reposts, he reposts it,
Which is, yeah,
right? You know,
Anything I see that I'm about, which is positivity, making money, investing, longevity, strategizing, anything along those lines. And I like that person who's podcasting, or I like that girl or dude or that group or that entity or that brand. I repost, I share. Doesn't
that's it.
matter.
It's got to have value to it. It's got to have like
Yes.
there's some things that I look at right now where I look at it, I'm like, "Ugh," you know, it's anything that's trying to bring anybody down. I don't really care for it. I don't want that energy.
Yeah, we're
You know,
we're I think we're at a point in human evolution right now that people understand that perpetuating negativity doesn't help anybody. Doesn't
it
help
doesn't.
you, doesn't help me, doesn't help anybody. But,
It's
perpetuating something that could possibly inspire somebody, or, motivate somebody, that's huge.
right. And I would love for that to be the new currency going forward, because you think about it, the day is already negative, man. The day is already
That's what
harsh.
I'm
The day
saying, and if you
people are
look at
going
the
home.
the local, not the yeah, on the local, international, negative energy worldwide service, the news, it's not a lot of good stories.
No,
You'll be so
no, no,
surprised if you
no,
see
no.
one positive story on your local or international news.
I don't.
So
If you see that, you're lucky. You caught it at a great time.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
rare.
You
It's
know.
very rare, and I don't think they actually, put positive stuff out there in mainstream media because people are attracted to that negative energy,
Well, yeah.
so we gotta flip it.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, if it comes down to it and you find yourself going into a world where you feel like, you know what, I need to find out what's going to happen next, take a time, unplug, decompress, and start moving yourself to the other realm and power up.
That's what's up, and,
Yeah.
like, there's ups and downs in life. There's ebbs and flows in life. Like,
Right.
some people been down, some people been up, then you go back down, then you get back up. So you have to know contrast. If like, 50 said it, you wouldn't know joy if you never felt pain. You
Right.
wouldn't know
Right.
wealth if you never were broke. So it's one thing to experience it, but then when you're down and out, when you get back up, you want to stay on that positive side.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. Now, it's funny because we touched on this a little bit earlier. All right. Number four, your garage, your trunk is your
Yeah.
bedroom or your studio. A lot of
Yeah,
legendary
yeah.
business artists started in the garages,
Mhm.
basements, or bedrooms,
Whipping it up, yeah.
right? And you can think about it, a lot of the movies if you go back to the Biggie movie, right? Back in the
Yeah, some
basement,
people started in the
right?
kitchen.
That's it. I still remember it, man. Look, look. I remember being in my living room, right? Pressing up CDs,
Mhm.
all right? Pressing up CDs on a printer, right?
Yeah.
Recording. I bought a CD burner, like a multi-deck CD burner,
I remember that.
right?
CDs, DVDs.
And I had a
Yeah.
print I had a little Epson 200 where you could print
Mhm.
on top of the CDs because it was cool back then, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'd print the CD, I'd create a whole thing. I had a spool there, so I recorded the CD, printed on the
Mhm.
CD, took the CD, shipped it off, or put a thing inside there, uh, created another CD, put it in the printer, brought it out. I had a friend of mine who actually he he created the graphic for me.
Yeah.
Right?
The
Created
artwork,
the
yeah.
graphic for me, alright? And I remember paying him $200 for the graphic, alright? And
Wow.
realizing I had lights due that day. Alright, so I was like, "Yo,
And the
yo,
power went out when you
I
were trying to
know. I
produce,
I
you're
need I need
duplicating.
I need that $200 back, man, if it's possible." I was
Oh,
like
man. That's a
and
wild life
he gave
lesson.
it back to me, and then I paid him back after that, man. I was like, "Yo, I
That's
truly appreciate
wild.
that, man." But,
That's wild.
you did that just to get it out there, right? And
Mhm.
you would be surprised on as you're doing that, the people that would be like, "Well, if it was me doing it, I'd do all these other things," but they weren't doing it,
Yeah, that's what
right?
I'm saying. Like, speaking of that, everybody always has something to say. Everybody's always going to chime in, but that's okay, because any attention is good attention. So as long as you're focused and you're on your grind, you're gonna come up,
Right.
even if it's little by little, right? So it's tricky, but
Right.
gotta stay focused with it.
It's the thing about it is getting out there and actually putting it together. Like I remember back being being at Kinko's,
Yeah, I remember
right?
Kinko's and then
Being
FedEx
at
Kinko's. I remember
Kinko's,
that.
right? Shortly after I graduated high school,
Mhm.
right? Printing up flyers for a party.
Wow.
And I don't remember we were talking about something. We were like, "Yo," right? Because me and my guy Brian, we were like, "Yo, what we're gonna do? We're gonna throw this party, right? Then we're gonna take over Fort Lauderdale." I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The logistics weren't really there. We just knew what we were gonna do. That was it. Right.
Sounds like a
So
movie script.
yeah, so like, okay, what we gonna do? We're gonna throw a party and that's gonna be over. Yeah. Right. So but what we did was it was pretty dope because we were some kids. Right. So it was like,
Mhm.
all right, look, you got a job, I got a job. We're gonna go ahead and promote these flyers. Right. And we had some other people on the team, and I don't think they were working at the time. So, but him and I would go and just hand out flyers all day, wherever we can
Yeah.
go. Hey, you know what? Here's this, here's that. I had some people who were afraid to hand girls flyers 'cause like, nah, they out of our league. Man, do they got legs? Right? If they got legs, they can come dance. Let's go. Right?
Yeah,
You know, and we
you need
handed
them
out
in the
flyers.
club.
Oh man, I still remember. Right? I still remember because I think we had like 200 or 300 people at the party.
Mhm.
Right? And it was like, "Yo, this is pretty dope." And I remember being disappointed because we only made $500, right? And I'm like people like, "Yo, that's good." Ah, I expected more.
Yeah,
I
you had
expected
higher
more,
ambition.
right?
You had
Yeah,
higher ambition, but you
right?
still came away with something.
Because you know what? I'll be real with you, right? Between me and B, right? We were
Mhm.
sitting here like, "Alright, if we get out here, we could do this, right? Yo, we can do anything. I bet."
Yep.
Cuzzo,
That's
I
that
kid you
that's
not.
that's that pinky in the brain. We could take over the world.
I kid you not, cuzzo. The first hour of the party, well, nobody
Mhm.
there, right? And he was getting a haircut, right? He
Wow.
was he was getting a haircut, and I'm looking at the party like, man, this place is dead right now. I gotta go grab this man and tell him that ain't nobody here. Sheesh. So
But
I'm on my
that
way to
was
go get him.
early. That was early
It
in
was
the
early,
night though.
but yeah, but
Yeah.
you know that it's early, right? But it's
Mhm.
your thing now,
Yes, so
right?
you
It's
wanna
your
see it
thing now,
jumping out the gate. Yeah.
right? So we're sitting here, and it's like, all right. Imma tell him that it's kinda dead right now. He's like, "What's going on?" I said, "Man, ain't nobody really out there yet." He's like, "Oh, man, for real?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, there's some people that's trickling in, but man, I tell you what, man, we came back, right? We looked around, right? And there was no parking spaces,
Jumping.
right? We're looking at like, "Yo, who else is throwing a party here?" Right?
It was all the people that showed up.
Man,
Yeah.
we walked aside there, man, all of a sudden, we looking at like we paid in full. Right?
Nice.
We out there, man. The DJ talking about, "Yo, Varski, my boy, my Brad B is in the building." And we looking like,
Full
right?
180. Now it's
Right.
jumping.
Right. But nobody knew. All right. Nobody knew.
Mhm.
There was these two twins. These
Mhm.
two twins. No, actually it was two twins now that I think about it. Right.
Yeah.
Because it was Keenan Justin and Mike
Mhm.
and Matt. Right. And they always had a party, right? They had a party going on the same time. And when they threw a party, my God, man.
It
Right,
was jumping.
bruh, I still remember they threw it at a pool house in a place called Shaker Village,
Yeah.
right? And when you went to the party, right, the pool house was like this big.
Yeah.
The whole street, Commercial Boulevard had to be blocked off,
Yeah, like cars
right?
parked all the way down the street, lineups, people
Right.
outside, at
And
the
I'm looking
back,
like
everywhere.
we getting in. All I remember is I'm walking in and somebody got so one of my boys had a cup of Alizé. I don't even know where
Yeah.
he got it from.
It just like it showed up like
He just
VIP.
showed up. He's like, "Yo," he's there. And then I'm like, "Yo, we good?" Right? "Yeah." Right? And I'm like, "Yo, where the hell did this"
Woo!
right? I think about it now, I'm like, I don't even know where the Alizé came from. That's
That's
wild.
crazy. For
Because
the
that wasn't
people who
nobody.
don't know what Alizé is, that's cognac mixed with orange juice.
Yeah,
They used to
that's
sell it in a bottle, like, before
that's the
Hypnotic days, yeah.
your favorite black folk drink. That's
Oh, yeah.
that
Oh,
was it
yeah.
right there. Right. But needless to say, the mindset was we're gonna get out here, right? We're gonna start with nothing. Right?
Mhm.
Everything we did, we planned inside the house, right? We sitting inside of a bedroom, right? All
Mhm.
right, we're gonna do this. Cool. We're gonna design the flyers look like this. Cool. We're gonna be at Kinko's going on the computer in Kinko's putting this together like this,
Mhm.
and then go out there, you start handing out the flyers. Start
And it
handing out the
came to
flyers.
floration.
That's
So
it.
if you think about it, like, that experience from club promotion, from making the flyers, getting the graphics, getting on the boots to ground, handing out flyers, getting people to come, having the jitters is not like jumping right away and then, a couple hours later now the party's popping. In a nutshell, that's almost like what we're doing right now.
Well,
So
that's everything that's going on right now, right?
that's
The
what I'm
club now
saying.
now Kinko's is your iPhone, right?
Uh-huh.
The laptop you carry with you wherever you go. The microphone is whatever you feel, right? So now you're promoting
Exactly.
your stuff, right? And I mean, you can see it in the views,
Mhm.
right? You can see it in the views. If you're really out there putting that boots to the ground,
You're gonna
right?
get the likes, you're gonna get the hits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're trying to say, okay, let me just go out here and right, because I remember we did that too, right? Right. So we did that too. We were what is it? We paid a we paid a radio station
Mhm.
to promote a
For,
party,
run the ads, yeah.
right? And it was one of the little local radio stations.
Mhm.
it was one of your own people,
Yeah, like a
right?
college radio station.
Right. No, it's more underground.
Oh,
So-
let's say underground radio station, yeah.
right. But it was like the underground radio station where you got you have the Jamaican guys from
Mhm.
your generation who are more
Yeah.
more more ego than actually like these are your people, but for some odd reason it's more difficult dealing with this generation than it is yet before. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, so there's a party going on down the street. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. So like, right? To me, that's buying views, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? It didn't really do what we needed it to do. So now you know what? Let me get back out here, start handing out the flyers again, start pushing
Yeah,
everything that's
that's
going on there, you know?
that's a good way to look at it, yeah.
So
Because
that is,
because you'll put
that's
in marketing into here or there, but you might not get the results, or they'll dwindle
exactly,
away. And it's
exactly.
true, buying views is not gonna get you true interaction.
No,
You're better off doing it organically, building
right.
yourself up, building a fan base, building people who identify with what you're putting out there, because then they'll stick with you.
That's
They'll
it.
watch you grow, and they'll tune in for what's next.
So after you did all of that, you've done it long enough. You've put in the work in, right? Now you got your little street cred,
Yeah,
right?
and now
Everyone knows who
now
you are,
your name is valuable now, right?
right? Right. And honestly, believe it or not, people don't realize and people don't want to talk about it. That's how Diddy became who he was. Diddy became that way
Yeah,
from being that guy who do the
club
craziest parties,
promotion, yeah. He
right?
started with club promotion, that's right.
Right. People were dying at Diddy parties, right? So it's like, yeah, this guy's no, I'm like, and it's serious talk,
They were,
right?
yeah, it was all
People were
over the
dying at
news,
Diddy
and
parties, man. It was like,
well,
yo,
they were dying to get in, and
right?
then in turn they were dying in the party, yeah.
Yeah. So it was wild, man. It's like, so that's where it comes down to it because you have a proof of stake. Like, okay, you know what? I know if I step out here and I put this work in, this is what I'm gonna get. Right?
Mhm.
I know that if you see me out here, yo, what's going on tonight? Y'all throwing another party? Y'all got
Yep,
something going on? And you got
something's
another album
jumping
coming out?
off. Yeah, something's
Right?
jumping
What's
off.
popping? Right?
Mhm,
What you pushing right now?
mhm.
That's what's going on right now. So now when you start doing that, all of a sudden, hey, when's the next episode coming out?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. People are
You
waiting, they're
know?
anticipating, they wanna know when the new thing is jumping off, and,
Right. And that comes from the work that's
it
putting in.
exactly, and that's what you see when you see Power Up. That's when you see Varsky and Monze. You know what I mean? Like, we're constantly hitting you over the head with it. We're in your stories. We're reposting. We're posting like 5, 10 times a day, and it's dope content. It's stuff it's helping you. It's motivating you. It's building that ambition. It's helping you strategize. It's like, if they're doing it, and oh, that's Varsky, that's Mons. I know him. If he could
Right.
do it, I could probably like do something too. I had an idea that I wanted to get going. Like, let me do that. You
Right, that's
know.
the biggest thing, that's where it comes down to it, it's once you start to gain that respect of everybody, you start realizing, "Hey, look, you're gonna have the people who say that, wait, if they can do it, I can do it," right?
Exactly.
But you're gonna have the people that's gonna be like, "Well, you know what? The way you do it, I'm still scared." And then you look at them like, "No, no, you show them this is how you do it," right? Because now you're that trusted source, right?
Exactly.
I've learned something like, okay, one, you teach them, you show them that I'm just like you, right?
Mhm.
Right? And then what is it? You show them that, okay, you know what? I've done this before, right?
Mhm.
And then you over there and they say, you know what? You can do this too, right? So now you have the three C's. You have commonality,
Mhm.
right? You're competent about it,
Mhm.
right? Right now, that other C, I forgot. The other C, I just forgot what it was. Their credibility,
Exactly.
right?
And
So you have the commonality, you have the credibility that believes competency. They believe you because you can create those things with being all three C's.
one thing that you always say and I always say, we're just trying to focus on being better than you were the day before.
Well, that's the main thing, right?
That
That's a
that
given on that one, you
that's
know?
your true competition. If you could get up and be better than you were the day before, you're winning.
Right, right. That's always the biggest thing, right? And you know, y- don't you can't look at that and say, let me judge myself based upon what everybody else is doing. You got to look at your own things, right?
Mhm.
You're building your ship, your brand, your spaceship, your boat, right? This is your Truman Show, right? You're the producer, you're the writers, you're everything, and then you're the cameraman. You got to create this brand the way you want it and you see it fit.
Exactly.
You want to
Create
be able to,
the
right?
main character energy, yeah.
I always tell everybody like this: when you're doing something, right? Never underestimate what you're doing. There's somebody right now sitting there in a place waiting for your story to be written so they can
Mhm.
follow you, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you
100%.
always got to remember that.
There's a lot of people that you know, whether you acknowledge it or not, you're inspiring them to get up and keep going, right?
Right. You know, now, number six, battle rap. Now that's where you would take your talents and head out there and say, you know what, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna
And
put
put it to the test.
like I said, who got the best lyrics? Who could put on the best
Mhm.
show? Who got the most dancers? Who's got this? Who's got that? Who could rock a crowd?
Mhm.
That was the biggest thing. That specifically now has become your comment section.
Yeah,
Right. You know?
like I was telling you earlier, like a lot of people they'll see a crazy post and they're like, "What?" And they head right to the comments. They're like, "I just came here to see the comments." And you'll see
Right.
that all the time. That's like a common post. "I just came here to
Right.
see the comments." And then you'll see people they'll chime in. Some people will, troll this person, and then that comment will have like 500 likes. This
Right. Yep.
comment will have like 2 likes. You know,
Right.
it's true. That's
Those are
the battle.
so
The art of debating.
and what you're competing though with is like that's where everything comes together. Now it's like, okay, what? Your thumbnails, right? Your hooks, right? Your
Mhm.
opinions, your edits, right?
Mhm.
Everything that you're doing now competes with what the other person is saying,
Mhm.
right? So you don't come out there and be like, you know what? I'm gonna no, no, you're saying to yourself, hey, look, I need to do this way, right? Because somebody's gonna look at what he did and say, oh, yo, y'all did this way. He did that way. Hold on a second. Let me see what he's doing because he's doing something really good over there. Oh, I like that. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
And now iron is sharpening iron, right? So now you're putting yourself in a position to where it's like, you know what? Let me make sure that what I'm doing is good. So the other person could look at it and be like, I need to be better. And then you're gonna look at theirs and be like, oh, I need to be better. And then now like you're going back and forth and you're getting and
Yeah,
the game is real.
you want to stand on your opinion, like you want to stand on your belief, right? Like, and that's authenticity. That's like your identity, right? Like that's what that's what you represent. So, so that whole form of debate in the comment section is pretty cool because it whether people like it or not, or whether as harsh or intense as it could be, it shows
It's always gonna
the
be harsh.
yeah, it shows how valid that subject is, right?
It's one of those situations where people have no idea what they're saying, and sometimes they'll go in there. I've watched comment. I've actually gotten to a point where I'm like, a lot of times I don't even read the comments because if I read the comments, I know what I'm gonna do. Right?
Oh
All of a
yeah.
sudden,
Oh
the
yeah.
troll is gonna come out. Right?
Yeah.
Like you have
It
to
depends
realize
on your mood, yeah.
right. Because I'm like, if I do this, I'm gonna end up getting frustrated, and because sometimes you gotta realize, uh, when people talk about common sense,
Mhm.
you have to realize that common sense is
It's
not
not
necessarily some.
common.
No, 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 no. We're gonna change that rhetoric right now. Common sense is extremely common. That's why it's called common sense, right?
Is
Where
it?
you are, yes, it's extremely common. The problem is that you keep on thinking that you're operating with common sense when you're
But you're
truly
not
above it.
really.
There it is, right?
Mm,
Right?
that's
Like,
actually a really good
right?
point.
That's the
That's actually
problem, right?
because we're not okay. There's common sense, but then there's
Yeah.
above common sense. That's
Yes.
actually a super valid
Right.
point.
Everybody doesn't realize that when you turn around and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm working with common sense."
Mhm.
You know what? If you're noticing what's taking place, you're not operating on common sense,
Mhm.
right? That's like the person that says, "Stay woke." You think staying woke has anything to do with cigarette prices? No,
Yeah, you got
no.
to because you're looking at it from a vantage point. You're overseeing the situation. You see all the how it's operating, right? So you're not on the common level. You're above seeing how it's actually functioning. So that's a bit of Vans.
Man, and that's where it is. It's like mindset wise, that's the one thing people have to understand. Right?
Mhm.
So when you look at it and people's like common sense is not very common, eh, that statement alone is too common, right? Because everyone is saying it, but they don't realize that if you have said that comment, right, that means
Yeah.
you're already operating at above common sense,
Mhm.
you
It's
know?
true. I've never
So,
actually looked at it from that perspective, and it's so true. You
well,
actually are looking at it from above common sense
if you're if
vantage
you're
point.
if you're think about it, when you're royalty, you don't think like the commoners do.
No, you're above that.
There it is.
Hmm.
That's
That's
common
word.
sense, commoner sense,
Yeah.
you know? Number 7,
7. What
right?
we have for 7?
Number 7 is the regional scene. So, my guy over there uptown, y'all, I heard he the baddest around the area. Oh, yeah? Well, your boy need to come downtown real quick and see what the deal is.
Yep.
Right? You
Put
know,
it to the
I
test.
you over here, it's like, "Oh, you know what? I'm over here from Brooklyn." Right? Well, I'm from Queens, right? Well, I'm from the
Well,
Bronx,
let's
right?
put it to the test. Yeah.
That's it. That's where you see some of the biggest names. So where you see KRS-One, right? You
Hmm.
had, right, was it KRS-One was from what, Bronx?
From Bronx, and you had MC
Yeah.
Shan from
MC Shan
Queens.
was from
Yeah.
Queens,
Yeah.
right? You had Big Daddy Kane from Brooklyn,
Yep.
right? So you looking at it, right? Those are the things that's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go from local, right? I'm the best in my apartment building. I'm the best
Hmm.
in my apartment building. So all of a sudden now you're the best in the park.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden, you're the best in the neighborhood. All of a sudden,
Hmm.
now you're the best in the borough. Oh, hold on a
Yep.
second. Hold on a second.
Now you're the best in the city
You
now.
best in the city now. Oh, let's go. So we go. Oh, you know what? You got another city over there too? Okay, let's
Yep.
go over there. Let's go to this borough over here. Right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You taking out everybody in the state now. Right?
Hmm.
Oh, we got to go nationwide now. Right?
Yep.
That is no different. Right? That's your internet niches. These
Hmm.
guys are really big on on motivation. These guys are really big on self dedication. These guys are really big on building each other up. They're really big on pushing forward the narrative of how to build things. Right? These guys are over here are big about money. These guys are big on Pokemon. These guys over here are big on weightlifting and everything else like that. That's your niche,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you develop character and subcategories, right?
Right.
And you fall into that place where you thrive, right? And where people are actually digging what you're saying, and you develop a following, right?
That's going to be that'll be your thing, right? So that's no different, right? That's where you see it right now. You have the internet now. That's your Twitters now, your YouTube, your TikTok. Those are the things now where you look at those are your vehicles to make things happen.
Yeah, different social media platforms. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Uh, Number 8, of course, because we're on social media platforms. Flyers and posters have now become thumbnails and titles. All right.
Yeah, it's true because that flyer would sell the party. That flyer would sell the event. Just like your thumbnail. Like if your thumbnail doesn't look attractive, if it doesn't look like it's saying something, if it doesn't look uh juicy, if it doesn't look like tantalizing, I ain't gonna touch that. I'm not gonna go
Right.
dig deeper. Visually it's gotta be saying something for me to dig deeper, right?
That's it. You know, there's got to be a reason why you're doing it. And this is what they say now. It's like, you know what? It's like if you remember Master P back in the day,
Yeah.
all right. Every time you turn around, the No Limit had them diamond encrusted logos, or
Yeah,
you
the
know,
diamond and
right,
the diamond encrusted tank. Yeah.
right. And you had the grills,
Yeah. It was the
everybody was,
image. That's
yeah,
what
it was
sold it. Well,
because
I think with Master P, he would take out back in those days how you advertise was the Source magazine or
of
Double
course.
XL magazine. And he would always buy 2, 3, 4 pages, a big spread, and he would advertise all the No Limit artists, and he would look at it and it'd be like, this one's out now, this one's coming soon, that one's coming next year.
Right,
So even before that album was probably finished, people already had it in their head. I can't wait till this comes out. Or I haven't heard of this artist. I can't wait to dig up and hear more about them. They were
right,
featured on that other song, and I
right,
heard I heard a verse over there. So marketing, presenting it, putting out there that he was really good with that, and he still is. Master P, man, he stay on top, man.
right. It's one of those situations where you understood what you were getting, right? Like if you look at a Jay-Z album, he always had that that black and white tone for certain things.
Hmm.
Nas had the picture of his face on it, right?
Yeah,
Biggie started off with the little kid, you
little
know,
baby. Yeah.
the little baby,
Well, I think that was the whole Biggie and Nas stuff. You bit off my album cover
well,
because Nas came with Illmatic, right?
right.
And it was him as a kid,
But
you
that's what
know.
that's what that's what they were saying. They're like Nas was like, I talked to Big. I'm like, "Did you?" He's like, "Bro, I didn't even know you did that." Right? 'Cause I think
I
'cause
know.
I think they dropped at the same time, right?
Um, Ready to Die and Illmatic.
Yeah,
I think
find out.
they were a year apart.
So he might have, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
that's what,
like a year apart.
that's what that's
They
that's
were out at the same time, but the
yeah,
albums dropped a year apart.
you
Yeah.
know? Then another part, so number 9, right? This one is always gonna be the same. You can see it whether you're talking about Gary V,
Hmm.
right? You can see if you're talking about a Speed. You can see if you're talking about a Kai Cenat. You can see it when you're
Hmm.
talking about a Jay, Nas. All right, go back to Big Daddy Kane, the hustler mentality, right?
Yeah.
That stay no
That grind is always proof in the pudding, right?
right? No matter what, it was always that, "Hey, look, let's keep moving forward. Hey, you know what? I ain't got time for this. Somebody else is over there waiting. They let them wait for their spot. We're gonna take our spot now. We're gonna keep the ball rolling. All right, let's do
Hmm.
this. Let's do that. Hey, what can we do next? If we're gonna be in the studio, Pac always had that, right? If we're
Yeah,
in the studio for 10
he would
hours,
hit yeah, he would hit the studio and they would leave with like
that's it,
2 to 5 songs, no
you
matter
know?
what.
Eminem perfected his to where it's like 9 to 5, I'm here, right? From the time
Mhm,
I'm here, this is what I'm doing, right? I
mhm.
leave, I go rest, do whatever, right? And I'm back. This is my job,
And
right?
another way of coining hustler mentality is work ethic, right? Like the longer you stay on the job, the longer you stay perfecting and putting in that work and mastering what your craft,
Right.
it's going to show in the product, you know,
Exactly.
and the consumer knows. They're like, wow, look at Var. Wow, look at Mons. They're fine tuned. They know what they're talking about. They're talking about good topics. They're elaborating on the topics. They're putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like you're
exactly.
saying, iron sharpens iron. The more you sharpen your sword, the more you perfect your skill, the more you master your craft, it's gonna show.
That's right, and that's the biggest thing. I think Kobe said it one day. He said, if I if I work out 1 hour more than everyone
Hmm.
else, right,
Yep.
that starts to compound as time goes along,
Exactly. And at the
right?
end of the year, you've actually put in like 2 months more months of work than that
Yes,
other person because
you
you
know,
did that extra 2 hours a day, right?
so that's the biggest thing. You know, when they say, how much more do you want me to work? More work. You're like, until you're that different animal and the same beast.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Alter beast. Yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
man.
hit him with the power up. Yep,
There it
you
is
got
right
it,
there.
man.
Oh, man. That was beautiful.
Oh
I heard you. I
man.
like, that's crazy. And the number 10, right? Going viral is no different than catching the wave in the streets. So
Yeah.
you put that work in,
100.
everything's going crazy, everyone is going wild. That's going viral. Right? People repost you. People want to talk about, hey man, my guy, this is my guy over here. Yo, I know him personally. Look at this,
Mhm.
look at what he's doing. Look at us sharing this. Right? You went to that point where now
Yeah.
you're the
You're a
guy.
household name, yeah.
Right. You
And
know, that
I think that's what everybody's out there for, like, like, when you're out there, from you compare it from analog to digital, you're out there in the street, you're out there marketing, you're putting in flyers. Okay, fast forward to the future, you're reposting, you're posting, you're putting out content, you're putting out stories. Everybody's out there trying to be a household name, to be
right.
to make that brand, make your brand,
Right.
that brand that people know when they see it, they identify it with quality. They identify it with like, I like that. I could co-sign that, right? So,
That's the biggest thing. Once they get to that point, man, it's always gonna be, all right, you're that person.
mhm.
Right, because everybody, no matter what it is, don't nobody wants to see you blow up until you blow up, then they always knew you could blow up,
Yeah.
right? But
They jump on after you start shining.
until then, you keep your nose to the ground, right? How they say, eyes up, shoulders low, keep moving forward,
Yeah.
right? That's all it is.
On the film set, they say, when you first get in and you start doing movies, it's like you just keep your head down, and you keep grinding, right?
That's it,
Don't sit, don't talk too much, don't socialize too much. Just keep your head down, keep grinding, because the people that need to notice you, they will.
man. Man, you know what? At the end of the day, right? Nothing changed. Human behavior didn't change. Mechanics changed. All right. People
Yeah.
still follow energy. People still chase authenticity.
Mhm.
People still gather around stories. Right.
Yep.
People still reward consistency. All right. So that's
Uh-huh.
the biggest thing that you have to remember. Right. You still want to be there early. People still want to feel like they were part of the journey, though, as
Yes.
you were moving forward.
The
Right.
outlet change. The outlet change and where you actually get your food from, but people still need to eat, right?
That's it. That's it. You know what, Cuzzo? I
Is it
think it's
that
about
time?
done. It's about that time, man. We have officially brought it to the end of the show. And my goodness, we have done fantastic. We have done fantastic.
Thank
We
you.
moved
Thank
on to
you.
more. It's official.
Thank you for
It's
joining
official.
us. on the
Yes.
journey.
Yes.
It's much
Right.
appreciated.
Look, guys,
Thank you for powering up this week
that is your
with your
boy.
boy Varski
You know, I'm
and your
here.
man Monze.
Lord, full-fledged. We just
Oh man,
No.
till next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, repost, click the link, follow us on IG, subscribe, chime in, let us know what's up, let us know how you feel, and we appreciate y'all.
If y'all have any ideas about topics, let us know. We'll ponder them, see what's going on. All right. Other than that, make sure you continue to.
That's what's up.
We out.
Varski and Monze.